What is up, the interweb? It is your journey here. Welcome back to the video on my channel. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to talk about the new season of Invincible. Now, I initially didn't really have no plans of watching the season, but as each episode came out, I ended up tuning into it. So I was up to date, and I eventually finished it. Like when the episode came out, episode 8, I literally watched it at work. I'm sitting here at work. I'm so excited. I'm over here like, oh my gosh, oh my,
He flips it downfield, and McLaurin, the hometown kid, yard line.
I'm quite literally moving in my seat with excitement of how much I was enjoying, how much I was like just in absolute awe of that episode. I had to watch before I got on TikTok, so there would have been no spoilers, no nothing like that. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Let's just take it up from the beginning. I think the season was really well done. I think the season had a lot of je ne sais quoi. I don't know. I don't really remember the season. I'm not gonna hold you. So I want to say like the big main points that I can remember in this season is Mark loses trust in Cecil. He sees that Cecil is working with, I think his name is Stedman, if I'm correct. I might not be, which is the same guy who messed up William's boyfriend, who turned him into a reanimant, who was abducting people. And no, his name was Sinclair. So Sinclair was like abducting people from this high school campus, turning them into reanimant, which are these living like cyborg type dudes with a bunch of trauma. And he was also killing people and things of that nature. And so Cecil was like, Mark was like, I'm not working with him. This guy is a murderer. And also Darkwing is a murderer. And Cecil was like, these guys should be, not Cecil, but Mark was saying these guys should be locked up. And Cecil is sitting here like, Mark, you killed the guy. So by that terminology, why don't you just give me some of the same, grace you give yourself? Which I think that is a completely different thing. Sinclair is running around kidnapping and torturing people for fun, for science, which, like, what? I understand Cecil, like, after what Omni-Man did, he doesn't want to be left in that vulnerable position, but later on, we come to find out he's right back in that vulnerable position. So what are we talking about? And because of this, they have their big falling out. And Cecil, like, Mark storms the Pentagon. He's mad at Cecil. Cecil takes him to the White Room that's full of reanimant, and Mark goes ham. Like, Cecil's like, don't do this. And then Mark, like, literally tries to get to Cecil, gets attacked by reanimant, and in the process, he ends up remaking exactly how his dad killed the Guardians of the Globe, which I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, I recognize some of these chops, you know what I'm saying? I recognize some of the movements, which I thought was an amazing detail. So, boom, Cecil's like, I don't want to use this, uses the vibrational frequency thing, because he knows Viltrumites or weakness is the vibrate, like, in their ears, it throws off the equilibrium. Mark flies out there. He flies to the Guardian HQ. He tells Rudy or Robot to get the thing out of him. And then Cecil's like, no, don't touch him. This is between me and Mark. And Black Samson, this lame man in Immortal and Duplicate, they were like, stand down. We're gonna let Cecil do his thing. But then my boy Rex standing 10 toes down, comes to defend Mark. I think it was Rex, Bulletproof, Monster Girl, and Robot, and Shrinking Red. They go and attack the reanimant, defeat him, and eventually helps Mark. And Mark says, we're done to Cecil. He's like, if you come near me or my family, nigga, it's on sight. I'm gonna kill you. It's on sight. And I'm sitting here like, damn.
Man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
But we already know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was crazy. It was really, really, really good. Also, Rex gets like some amazing development this season. he like his character fully matures. You know, he decides to change as a person, and there also becomes like this connection between him and Ray. So they kind of start a little romantic relationship while they're in the old team headquarters, which I thought was a nice touch. You know, Rex seemed like a genuinely nice person who turned over a new leaf. He's trying to make better for himself, which I loved it. You know what I'm saying? And so Eve and Mark, they become a thing this season. It is a bit, I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going off the top of my head about what I remember. So I'm sorry if this is not the best recap, but Eve and Mark, they do become a thing this season. They have their little bumps in the beginning because Mark at first he goes to Eve and he's like, I when I was stranded in the dimension that Angstrom left me in, you and Robot from the future, you and the other Guardians, or you and the niggas, they came from the future and they showed me, you know, they took me home, and you had something to tell me, and you said that you loved me all this time, um, and whether or not, whether if I loved you to tell you, or if I don't love you to tell you, just to tell you something so that I'm not like leaving you hanging on the wire this whole time. And so when Mark said that he loved her, Eve kind of was taken back. She was like, do you really like me, or is this because me from the future came and told you to say this? Which, it I understand both perspectives. Like Mark didn't fully convey himself to the best of his ability right there. And yeah, it was bit of a off putting, you know what I'm saying? But over time they talk it out again and they eventually start dating. And I think this was done way better than it was in the comics. Um I didn't read the comics. I just seen a couple panels. I'm not gonna hold you, but it was where Eve basically came, looked at Mark, seeing that him and Amber weren't together anymore, and was like, "So are you my boyfriend now or what?" And along those lines, which I didn't really like. And in this way, um, I felt like in the show was a much more sentimental. It had the scene, like their romance scene. It had Joji playing. Joji, you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, Joji is like in my top 3 of all time favorite artists. I don't care what anybody says, all time, bro. I'm 21. I'm not listening to freaking Tupac, Biggie, and all of that. That's a whole side tangent. But yes, they had Josie playing. I love the song. I truly love the song. You know what I'm saying? And it was chef's kiss. And yeah, so after that, they're now dating. They're sneaking into the house, you know, and I never doubted for a second that I wouldn't like Oliver, but this season really did open up his character more because he is a part like half Thraxan and he ages faster. So it gave him more of a personality, which I truly enjoyed. I'm like I said, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place and I don't have like a set thing, you know, that I'm going off of, but this is going off of my feelings. I don't want to make the video too long. I might have to do part 2 if I do get to too long of a video. You feel me? But I liked I liked this. I liked Oliver. I liked him learning. And as things go and as his character progresses, how at first he gets here and he's like, oh, you know, he's a bit reckless because he is Omni-Man's son and because he was raised in a different environment. Well, technically he was still raised on Earth. That's really, even though he remembers like I'm pretty sure he still remembers some of the stuff on Thraxa, but still he sees life on Earth how Omni-Man kind of sees it or used to see it or whatever, you know. So he's like, why don't we just kill the bad guys? You know, it would make things a lot better, would make a lot more sense. And Mark's saying we don't kill bad guys. And so Oliver ends up killing the Mauler twins because Mark was holding back. He didn't want to kill him. Mark was in trouble. Oliver ends up killing one of them and looks at the other guy and is like, oh no, you're not getting away. And straight up kills the dude. He kills both of them. The first one, I want to say the first one was on accident, but the second one definitely was not on accident. And yeah, and so then seeing that, like, as his story progressed and as him as a kid, him sneaking out of the house, him trying to be somewhat of a normal kid, I really liked it. Like how he snuck out the house to go skateboarding. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get all these clips in for this video, but you know, it's definitely a little something something. So yeah, that was something that I really did truly enjoy about this uh season. The character progression, the character growth. I think I might just make an episode, not an episode, but a video itself on the last episode, because I think that was genuinely peak. Like, I think it's hard to compare because season 1 episode 8 was like one of the best. It was like, it's either that episode or season 3 episode 8, the best episodes in the series, bro. And episode 7, oh my gosh, I have to make a separate video for episode 7 and 8, but because they were, how did I forget, genuinely peak. Oh my gosh, they're so peak, they're so peak. But yes, this season overall, I genuinely love this season. I wish we had a little bit more of Omni-Man and Alan's like story arc of them breaking out of the prison. I wish we had a little bit more of that. There is a bunch of stuff that I left out because I am trying to rush this. I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to get to the point somewhat, even though I'm like stuttering and I'm doing all this and getting around the point and all that. So yeah, the next video is going to be me talking about episode 7 and 8, and boy oh boy oh boy oh, it was peak. It was chef's kiss. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that video comes out. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know when it's coming out. Hopefully it comes out on a decently sized turntable schedule. You know what I'm saying? Je ne sais quoi. I don't know. It took 3 years of French, and that's all I could say. But yeah, I said my outro already. My name is Journey. I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.